All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Arlisha Wilson. I am the chair of today's meeting. We'll go ahead and get started today by the reading of the preamble. Madam Secretary.
Good morning. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals, and I'm going to read the preamble for you this morning, this Monday, September 15th. In compliance with notification requirements of city's open meeting law in section 101.021, the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the city planning department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We have also received emails from those who have provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that. Can we go ahead and call the roll, please?
Sure. Ms. Roca will be absent this morning. Ms. Faith?
Present.
Ms. Holzer?
Present.
Mr. Madison?
Present.
Ms. Wilson?
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum with 4 members. With that being the case, we should announce to the applicants that with 4 members only being present, they run the risk of a tied vote. If there is a tied vote, then the variance is denied. So at this time, the appellants may ask for a postponement to a future date when we would have 5 members.
Okay, so given that, is there any appellant present who wishes to postpone their matter until the time that we have 5 board members? If that is your wish, please speak now, whether you're in person or online.
I'm sorry, if I can park the fire, that's not enough. 146, can we go back?
Okay, all right, we can do that. So calendar number 25-146 will be postponed. If you're here for that matter, there will be no testimony taking. Madam Secretary, is there another date that we have all 5 members present?
At this time, we have October 20th is clear.
All right, October 20th, does that work for you both? It'll be a Monday at 9:30. October 20th, yep, 9:30. Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. Have a great day. We'll see you back on October 20th. All right, are there any other appellants who would wish to postpone their matter, given that we only have 4 board members as opposed to 5 today? All right, I am hearing none, so we'll go ahead and go back to the top. Wait, I'll ask, is there any other postponements or withdrawals
We
today?
do. We have a couple. We have one withdrawal, calendar number 25-136 at 1736 St. Clair. That's the violation notice, Green Oz LLC appealing under the authority of the charter from a violation notice issued regarding smoke shop. The appellant has acquired an occupancy permit and has therefore withdrawn his appeal.
Okay. All right, so we will take that one off of the agenda. We will not hear that case today. So if you're here for this matter, please note that we will not take any testimony. Are there any other postponements or withdrawals?
Yes, we have one, another one. We have three this morning altogether, Madam Chair.
Okay,
The next one is calendar 25-149. It's 2376 Professor Avenue. Oh, actually, no, I apologize. That's not the right one. It's, sorry, calendar number 25-150 at 3281 West 23rd Place. Sotra Scranton Corning LLC. Is the appellant present for West 23rd Place? Let me make sure. Want to make sure I have this one. Okay, so the councilwoman has requested a postponement of that case. And as she has been made aware that it has not gone through the block club. And that's calendar number 25-150.
okay.
And so the date for that would, again, would be, I think the best date would be the 20th, October 20th for that.
Okay. All right, so that's calendar number 25-150. If you're present for this case, please note that we will not take testimony in this matter and that it has been postponed until October 20th.
And then one more,
Okay,
calendar 25-140 at 6624 Harvard Avenue. The appellant is requesting a postponement in this case. It's Jamal Sader, owner. This is regarding establishing a smoke shop in a local retail business district. They have a scheduling conflict until after October. So the first date in November would be November 3rd.
okay. So we'll put that one on November 3rd. So again, if you're here for the calendar number 25-140, there will be no testimonies taken. This has been postponed until November 3rd. All right, does that conclude our postponements and withdrawals for this
Yes,
morning?
I believe so. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're going to go to the top of the agenda. I'll first call calendar number 25-133. This is at 3616 Riverside Avenue. Is Alexandra George here today? Do we have anyone present for the matter at 3616 Riverside Avenue? All right, I am not hearing anyone. We'll recall this case a little bit later. I'll go to the next calendar number, which will be 25-151. This is at 2316 St. Clair Avenue. Do we have anyone present on behalf of Tony Glow Limited? All right, please come forward. And while you do that, I'll have Ms. Hoser read in the case.
Good morning. Our first case is calendar number 25-151. This is at 2316 St. Clair Avenue. Tony Glow Limited owner proposes to install a painted business wall sign in a semi-industry district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there is one. And with that, I will hand it over to Mr. Madison for the oath.
Thank you. At this time, all those present in the room and those online will swear you in. Please raise your hand, reply if I do, state your name, spell your name, and provide an address for the record. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? We'll start here with you.
Days one, yes.
Can you spell your name for the record
DAYZWHUN.
and your address?
4030 St. Clair Avenue.
And then I do.
I do.
Thank you. Is there anyone else present online that would like to participate in this case? Right, seeing none, I'll turn it back over to you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Madison. We'll go to history of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we only found that in 1916, a permit was issued to erect a one-story machine shop. Check and make sure there's nothing. And there are no variances on file. And then in the more recent history, we see that in 2017, a permit was issued to re-roof the property. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
All right, can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the Board, appellant is requesting an area variance from the signage requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you for that. I'll now turn to you. Can you tell us about your variance request as it relates to your sign?
Well, waiting for my business partner, Bobby. Okay.
Okay, go right ahead.
Well, pretty much, what we're looking to do is just improve the signage of the building. The owner, Tony, I'm sorry, this is my business partner here, Harold Stallworth, sorry.
Okay,
Thanks.
continue your
But we're just
testimony.
improving an area. I'm a known artist in Cleveland. I do a lot of work, public art, and, Mr. Tony came to me and asked me to, improve his signage, and it's pretty much what we're looking to do today.
I'm sorry, Cuddy.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to have to swear you in before you give any testimony. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? You'll raise your right hand to reply with "I do." State your name, spell your name, give your address, and we'll get your microphone going before you respond. Yep, put a little closer. There we go. All right.
Yes, I do. I'm
Okay.
Harold J. Stallworth, Harold,
Mhm.
middle initial J,
Mhm.
last name Stallworth, Stallwrth.
Okay, and your address?
1445 East 52nd Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44103.
Okay, and are you the owner of Tony Glow Limited?
No, that's who called me. He's having problems getting in. He said he's on park and he keeps saying, we'll let you in. But he's like, I don't know, it's like a standby mode. So he's trying to get in. So that's why he called me. Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, while we wait for him, are you leasing the property? What's your role here today?
I help with the business management of 4030 Studios. So
Okay,
when we do the project, anytime a client contacts us, we both go in, we do the contract, we do the agreements, we do the bookkeeping. So I do the technical work, the clear days. Yes.
okay. And do you have any knowledge of the variance request that's being made today as far as the sign goes?
Yes, we talked to Mr. Xavier Bay a few months ago when we put it in, and they told us this was the process, was to go through the appeals. That way you guys can see exactly what it looks like, and that way the client can say his piece. And yes, I'm familiar.
Okay, and the zoning code requires that the sign is a certain size. Can you speak to why the sign needs to be larger than what the zoning code requires?
Well, the whole thing was we needed 240 square feet, and right now we're using 152 square feet. And it was just to have it where big enough. The client was concerned about people being able to see it as they drove down St. Clair. So that was all. The small words would look nice when you're close, but if you're driving it, you couldn't see it. So.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Any questions from the board?
I have no questions. I think the sizing is necessary for the visibility of the text.
Okay, and Mr. Bay, would you like to give comment on behalf of city planning?
Good morning. This is Xavier Bay from representing City Planning. We do have a letter in support from our downtown neighborhood planner, just stating kind of similarly to what Ms. Faith had mentioned, that we're in support, typically support larger signage for businesses in the downtown area, as it's more contextual to the nature of the downtown district. There's some special needs for larger signage. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Bay. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair, motion to approve calendar number 25-151.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Mr. Medicine,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar number 25-151 is granted. It'll be ratified next Monday, and we will send you a letter. You can contact us next Wednesday for further instruction.
Thank
All right,
Council.
you are all
Appreciate
set.
everybody.
Good luck with your sign.
Thank you.
We'll call the next case. And the next case on the agenda is 25-148. This is at 9917 Hampton Road. Do we have Enrique Garcia present? All right, while you come forward, I'll have Ms. Hoser read in the case.
Our next case is calendar number 25-148. This is at 9917 Hampton Avenue. Enrique Garcia, owner, proposes to enclose an existing front porch of a single-family residence in a B1 two-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland codified ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there is one. And with that, I will hand it over to Mr. Madison for the oath.
Thank you. At this time, we'll swear you in, and those who are online will swear you in after we touch base with those here in the room. Can you please raise your hand, reply if I do, state your name, spell your name, and provide an address for the record? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? We'll start right here with you.
Mr. Wilson, is it possible that I may translate for my father?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sí, pero me estás quedando lo que vas a decir, ¿verdad?
Yes, everything is true. I'm sorry, I speak a little English.
Okay, why don't you tell us your name first?
My name
Yes.
is Enrique Garcia.
Okay, and spell that just for the record, please.
ENRIQUE.
Okay,
GARCIA.
okay, thank you. And your address, please.
508 East 103rd Street, Cleveland, Ohio.
All right, perfect. And do you affirm that you will tell the truth?
Que si vas a decir la verdad.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Why don't you go ahead and swear in next, please?
Yep. I do. Or did I say? yeah.
Okay. And state your name and spell it.
Miguel Garcia. MIGUEL GARCIA.
All right, and your address?
508 East 103rd Street, Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there anyone online that would like to participate in this conversation? Can you please unmute? If you would like to be sworn in to speak for this case. All right, thank you. Seeing none, Madam Chair, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you. Can we go to history of the property, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. There are no variances on file. We didn't find anything in our Records Administration Office regarding when this building was constructed or really anything. We did find in the more recent history in our Acela system that in April of this year, a certificate of disclosure was issued stating that the authorized use of the property is as single family. And then also in April of this year, this was, I guess it was identified or it was issued a vacant building registration. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting area variances from the minimum distance and permit application requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you very much. I will now turn to you. Would you like to speak, Mr. Enrique, or would you like Miguel to speak for you?
Que si quieres que hable por ti.
Yes, please. Yes, and translate me.
Okay, so it looks like you guys want to enclose the port. Can you tell us a little bit about the project?
Sé que nosotros queremos cerrar el porche, que si le podemos contar sobre el proyecto y por qué.
Okay. Yes. And I speak Spanish and translate?
Sí.
Ok. Yo quiero recuperar ese porche porque se ha perdido, se colapsó. Lo que quiero yo hacer es volverlo a reconstruir tal y como es, como era originalmente, no cambios, no simplemente volverlo a hacer. La idea de cerrarlo.
Can you remember all of that?
He's saying that what he wants to do essentially is to reconstruct the porch to how it was because it has collapsed since, before we bought the property. And he basically wants to.
Sí, básicamente volverlo a hacer tal y como era, con las mismas dimensiones.
He wants to build it back to how it was with the same dimensions.
Así como se muestra en la foto que está ahí. La primera es como está colapsado. La segunda era una reproducción de cómo era anteriormente y la cuarta es como lo queremos dejar. Ahí se aprecia que nosotros dejamos todo igual.
He's saying how the first picture is how it currently is. The second picture is how it used to be. And the third picture is how he would want it to be, with the, I guess, the enclosed part.
Ahora, la idea,
Okay, so are the dimensions of the porch the same as the top picture? As it was when it was first
yeah,
built?
That's right.
sí.
So it doesn't extend out further?
No.
Okay, same. Okay, go ahead. Anything else you
Okay.
want to tell us, please?
La otra situación por la cual queremos nosotros cerrarla es porque 4 veces se han metido al interior de la casa con la idea de robar. Entonces, siento yo que al poder cerrar ese porche, tenemos una protección más para que la gente no entre dentro de la propiedad. Esa es la primera razón. Ahorita le explico la segunda.
He's saying the first reason for him to want to enclose that part is that we have had 4+ instances of people trying to break in with the intention of stealing and, well, doing just that. And he believes that it adds like an extra layer of safety to the property.
La segunda razón por la cual también queremos cerrar el porche es porque enfrente de la propiedad no tenemos construcción. Es un área de estacionamiento de una escuela. Entonces yo considero que cuando cae nieve o cuando hay vientos, pegan directamente en la propiedad. Y posiblemente esa fue la causa de que se colapsó la propiedad. Al reforzarlo nosotros, al hacer el enclosed porch, va a quedar más resistente y nos va a proteger más a nosotros.
His second reason is that right in front of the house, there's a school and a parking lot for that school alongside with a playground and like an empty patch of grass. So he believes that a lot of weathering has occurred because of that same like empty plot. Just wind or heavy winds hitting the porch were probably the reason that made it collapse the way it did. So he believes that once we reinforce it and cover it up, that'll protect the property.
Okay. Y la otra que yo quiero exponer es que si no me dan oportunidad de poderlo cerrar, que me den la oportunidad de volverlo a construir tal y como estaba. Eso es todo. Muchas gracias.
He's saying that if it's not able to become an enclosed porch, that he would at least want it to be able to go back to the way it was originally with the same dimensions and everything.
Okay,
As of right now, because there's no porch, no covering above that like elevated area with the steps, the water's actually seeping through to the basement, and that's also causing like additional damage to the property.
okay. All right, any questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair, just through you, if the variance is denied, can you speak to what difficulty this may be for the family or for the project?
De que si el permiso es negado, que qué dificultades o que en qué manera frenaría el proyecto o a la familia.
Pues básicamente nos estaría frenando porque se sigue dañando la propiedad y pues no podríamos nosotros poder habitar esa propiedad. Entonces sí nos afecta porque no podríamos habitarla.
So he's saying that without being able to fix that outside porch first, we wouldn't be able to start, going and fixing the basement part, and therefore we wouldn't be able to move into the property because it's not, what's the word, inhabitable right now. So we just.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions from the board?
Madam Chair, I do have a question, and I think this might be directed towards either Xavier or Shannon. Given that this is a front yard setback variance and we have to hit a certain threshold in order to potentially grant the variance, I'm curious if they can clarify what sort of threshold the appellant needs to hit in order for us as a board to be able to grant these variances.
Chief Leonard, please chime in.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Chief Zoning Administrator Shannon Leonard. So I'll divert to Xavier. He took the measurements, but it is our understanding that they are not able to get the front yard setback here. They do not meet one of the three exceptions that would allow for them to get a front yard setback variance.
All right, Mr. Bay.
Good morning. This is Xavier Bay with City Planning. So yeah, on my site visit, I found the average front yards within 150 feet of the property to be 20-foot front yards. And so with enclosing this porch, it would leave a front yard of 13 feet and 3 inches. So the applicants would be, would not be able to get the variance because there's also no encroachments that are currently existing directly adjacent to their property.
Okay, and were you able to determine whether this lot is smaller than any other lots that are adjacent or nearby?
Yep, on the screen here, you'll see a parcel map as the outlines, the dashed outlines show you the parcel lines of the properties. And so you could see the property in question is not smaller than other adjacent properties.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, any other questions from the board? All right, I'll entertain a motion. Oh, Shannon, I can see that your hand went up again, maybe. Do you have additional comment?
Yes, ma'am. I think the applicant had insinuated, I think to Xavier, that they wanted to do a open porch of 8'6". They can project an open porch up to 8 feet max. So anything beyond that would not be able to, they wouldn't be able to get the 6-inch variance on the porch, but they can have an open porch projecting out a maximum of 8 feet.
Okay, thank you. All right, other questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair, just want to make sure that not only am I clear, but you can also relay the message. So the only option that they can pursue at this time is for the open concept at 8 feet 4 inches, but they cannot move forward with the enclosed property based on the measurements that were taken. Is that correct?
I think the max is 8 feet rather than 8 feet 4 inches. Did I understand that properly, Chief Leonard? The max is 8 feet?
That's correct. When you
Okay.
enclose the porch, it becomes essentially, that becomes the front yard. It becomes part of the foundation. And so because no other homes within 100 feet are projecting that far into the front yard setback, they are unable to get that variance at this time.
So if they reduced their porch to 8 feet, can it be enclosed? Or are you saying the 8 feet is only for an open porch?
8 feet is only for an open porch, and that's because front yard encroachments of open porches, meaning that there's not a foundation, it's not enclosed as part of the home, is permitted in the zoning code in terms of permitted front yard encroachments.
Okay, is there any size of a porch that they would be able to erect that could be enclosed but not violate the front yard setback requirements?
And it depends on the measurements that Xavier took, but I believe, they would have to be in alignment with the neighboring properties to enclose it. So I'm not sure where the house is currently set back at, but they would have to be in alignment with the neighboring property. So I don't believe so without getting a variance from this board.
Okay. And then based on your measurements, Mr. Bay, what is your opinion? Is there any measurement that we can provide them that would be acceptable to the zoning code for an enclosed porch?
If this is Xavier Bay, no, I believe it'd be a minimal of probably a foot or two. So on the screen now, you can see the site plan. And so they're showing the depth here of the porch being 8 feet from the furthest projecting portion of the home. And then you have another 5 and 8 feet. So all that together is about 21 feet. And so the measurement I calculated when I was doing site visits was an average of 20 feet on the left and right of the home. The average setback found was 20 feet. So the answer would be no. They'd only be able to do about a foot or two of enclosed porch.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from the board?
Madam Chair, I do have one question. The write-up states, I guess this would be a question for Ms. Leonard. Will the applicants have an issue? I think they are planning to use the existing foundation that's there. If Mr. Bacon, I don't know if there's a photo, it looked like there was still the foundation of the previous porch, but the measurements say 8 feet 4 inches. Is this going to be a problem for them? Or should we be looking at giving them a variance for the 8 feet 4 inches? Or is the measurement taken from the farthest element of the front? As Mr. Bay just stated, it's 8 feet on one side, but 8 feet 4 inches on the other.
I'm not clear what the question is.
If the board doesn't grant the variance for the enclosed porch, when they return with these plans to do an open porch, is it going to be an issue? The adjudication states 8 feet 4 inches, and you mentioned that 8 feet is only allowed for an open porch.
That's correct. They'll need a variance.
Is that something that we can address today since it's listed in the adjudication?
I think we would need to see the plans for an open porch.
Okay. All right.
¿Qué son los mismos aquí?
I saw that you raised your hand. Did you have additional comment?
Yes. Just going off these pictures, you could see that like the original structure, like the black bricks. That's where the original porch used to stand. That's the original bricks. The stairs are the original as well. I don't know if that changes anything, but they're actually on par with like the rest of the houses on that street.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, what we're kind of going back and forth with is the board is limited by section 32904 of the zoning code in terms of granting a variance for an enclosed porch. So we're very restricted when it comes to the front yard setback, and there has to be certain exceptions that are present, which we're not hearing are present in your case. So what we have explored is, could you guys, instead of doing an enclosed porch, could you do an open porch? And so the fact that your plans show a closed porch, it just means that you have to resubmit plans that do not show a closed porch, but instead show an open porch. And then we'll have to readjudicate, or we'll have to come back and readdress your plan for an open porch.
Let me relay that to Emery.
Absolutely.
Dice que tendríamos que volver a entregar planos con el porche abierto en vez de cerrado, pero esos no los trajiste.
Bueno, dile que si tienen la segunda hoja, esta es la primera, si tienen la segunda, que ahí en los planos se ven cómo tenemos las propuestas. Y en la primera, pues están donde tenemos exactamente.
He's asking if you guys by any chance have the second sheet on the presentation where he has the proposal for the open porch.
Let's see.
Ok. Dile que en este caso, en esta esquina, estamos
That looks like a
presentando tal y
closed
como
porch.
estaba. Sería como
Is there a
quedaría.
different one?
On the left side. If you go back to that other. Yeah, there we go. On the very left, and then on the top left corner, you could see.
Ahí se ve cómo estaba y cómo
What was,
pretendíamos.
and
Entonces quedaría vigente esta.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what it would look like as an open porch, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Chief Leonard, we do have plans for an open porch. Is this something that we can address today, or do you wish that they have this readjudicated altogether?
Yeah, so what I would suggest is that you all postpone it today allow them to work with the plans examiner to say that they're going to do this as an open porch and let him re-adjudicate it, and you guys can repost it rather than, that way they'll amend the application, if you will, and then it can be reposted properly.
Understood. All right, so what we're gonna do is postpone this matter as opposed to taking a vote. We'll have you go back before the zoning team and we'll present your plan for the open porch as opposed to the enclosed porch. And then we'll come back down and we'll do a vote on the open porch.
Okay. Dice que necesitan que vuelvas a hacer los planos, pero con el porche abierto y que pues tendremos que volver.
A otra reunión, a otra sesión.
Would we come back to another hearing or?
Yes, you'll come back to another hearing just like this, and I believe we may have a date.
We could do October 13th.
Okay, so we'll come back October 13th. Chief, is that enough time for your team to adjudicate this as an open porch?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do October 13th. You'll come back after you've gone through the proper channels to propose an open porch, and then we'll hear and vote at that time. Okay?
Ok, dile que está bien, nada más que probablemente para la segunda haremos en línea.
Yes, that works. Would it be possible for him to join online?
Yes.
For that?
Yes,
next-
absolutely, absolutely. Do you guys email the link, Madam Secretary?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so you can look in your emails. They will send you the link for you to join online. That's absolutely possible. Okay, and then who's the first touch point for them to amend their application? Would that be you, Mr. Bay, or someone else?
Tendremos que poner para
Yeah, if this is Xavier Bay, I can assist the applicant in contacting our plans examiners.
Okay, all right, so you'll work with Mr. Bay to get your application amended to reflect the open porch.
One
Okay.
last question from him.
Yes, please.
He's asking if do we need to pay for the application again, or since it's being amended, just like
Yep, good question.
This is Xavier Bay. It's my understanding that we're just gonna amend your current application, so the answer would be no. You wouldn't have to pay for a new application.
es que pagan otra vez.
Ok, pero hacerlo como si fuera una nueva aplicación.
No, solo la están editando.
Oh,
All set?
all right.
All right, very
Thank
good.
you.
We'll see you back on October 13th then.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, good luck with your
Thank you.
project.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, so we're now gonna move to calendar number 25-149. This is at 2376 Professor Avenue. Is there anyone present from Soretta Properties LLC? All right, go ahead and come forward, and while you do that, I have Ms. Hoser reading the case.
Our next case is calendar number 25-149. This is at 2376 Professor Avenue. Soretta Properties LLC proposes to change use from store to tattoo and body piercing studio in a C1 general retail business zoning district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are two. And with that, Madam Chair, I'll hand it over to Mr. Madison for the oath.
Thank you. At this time, I'll swear you in. Can you please raise your hand, reply if I do, state your name and spell your name, and provide an address for the record? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. My name is Marissa Nisley. That's MARISSA NISSLEY. Do you want the address of the shop or like my home address?
That's fine if you provide for
Okay.
the shop.
2376 Professor Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113.
Thank you. Is there anyone else present online or in the room that would like to speak to this case? Seeing none, I'll turn it back over to you, Madam Chair. Oh, wait, sorry. Good morning.
Hi, sorry,
Good.
Donna Gregonis, the Economic and Real Estate Development Director for Tremont West. Our address is 2406 Professor Avenue, 2 doors down from this location. Thank you.
And Donna, can you please, just with the swearing in, I do, and spell your name for the record?
I do, Gregonis, Grigonis.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you for that. Can we go to history of the property, please?
Yeah, Madam Chair, thank you. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we found that in 1962, permits were issued to correct violations on a two-family structure on the site. But I think the most important information is that there are two variances on file for this case in calendar 13-224. This board granted a variance to add a new 3-dwelling unit on the same lot with a store building. But then, and that was in 2013, but then in 2016, in calendar 16-59, this board granted a variance to erect a new 3-story retail and 2-dwelling unit building. And that was August 15th of 2016. That's all that I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting area variances from the minimum distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right, thank you. Now, Marissa, are you the owner of Soretta Properties LLC?
I am not. Soretta Properties LLC is my current landlord. I'm just trying to lease the building space, and I'm the owner of the proposed tattoo and piercing studio.
Okay, just to confirm, do we have authorization from Soretta Properties to
Yes.
allow you to speak today?
Yes, when I
Okay.
filed for the variance, I got everything notarized and signed.
Okay, very good. Go ahead and tell us about your project and your variance request.
Yeah, so just to kind of like introduce myself a little bit, I've been a professional body piercer for over 7 years. During that time, I've been a member of the Association of Professional Piercers for a little over 3 years. What the Association of Professional Piercers is a essentially, sorry, I have things written down. What the Association of Professional Piercers is a international nonprofit organization dedicated to the dissemination of vital health and safety information regarding body piercing to piercers, healthcare professionals, legislators, and the general public.
I have to stop you for 1 second.
Sure.
One of my board members was, oh, here, she's back. I just wanted to make sure she didn't miss any of the important things
Sure,
she had
yeah.
to say. Go right ahead.
So being involved with an organization like this has been a vital part of continuing my education as a professional body piercers in multiple ways, as well as being able to provide consistently safe, sterile, and educational services to my clients. My goal with this studio is to create a space where safety, education, inclusivity, empowerment, compassion, and joy is at the heart of everything we do. We adhere to the highest standards of hygiene and sterilization practices, ensuring that your health and well-being are protected throughout your piercing or tattoo experience. One of the reasons I'm from Indiana originally, but back in early 2021, I visited Cleveland for the first time, and Tremont was actually the first area I ever visited. And it's realistically the whole reason that I moved to Ohio in the first place. I always knew that I wanted to open my studio in Tremont because the area is so beautiful and has like such a rich history of artistry and just having a vibrant community as well as high foot traffic. So the reason that I'm proposing to be granted a use variance in order to open my studio is because without it, I won't be able to open my business. The zoning laws that are currently in place for businesses like mine make it extremely difficult to exist almost anywhere in Cleveland. While I admire the fact that the laws are in place to protect the general public from harm or disruption, I do not believe that issuing this variance will cause any detriment to the surrounding properties over the overall character of the neighborhood. My proposed studio is within 1,000 feet of 2 different churches. I've done a good amount of research, and my proposed business hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. These hours have little to no overlap with the neighboring churches. None of the equipment that we use for both tattooing or piercing cause really any noise at all. So I don't believe there's going to be a disruption to the residential areas that are behind and above the proposed studio. With there only being 2 employees on staff and having no intentions of hiring anyone else at this time, I don't foresee that there will be any disruptions to the neighborhood in regards to street parking availability. Tremont also has a rich history of businesses and residential areas coexisting in the same building structure for over 100 years. Most of the businesses that are in Tremont have residential areas above or behind them. And so for all of these reasons, I believe that the placement of different types of businesses in various locations is the key to a well-organized neighborhood. I do want to point out that I haven't been able to attend a block club meeting, but I was able to participate in an economic development meeting and have spoken with Donna extensively about this project. I'd like to believe that I have the support of the neighbors, and there's no one here opposing it at least. I understand that what I'm asking for is a lot, but I have signed a lease to this building. I have about $10,000 of my own money invested into this space. Without this variance, I don't believe that I'll be successful in opening a shop anywhere in Cleveland. So yeah, I'm just asking for your grace and understanding and helping a young woman try to pursue her dream with her career.
All right, thank you for that. Do we have any questions from the board? All right, hearing none, I'll turn to you now, Ms. Grigonis.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the Board of Zoning Appeals. Thank you for letting Tremont West Development Corporation provide some context regarding this project a little bit and others in the neighborhood consistently. With that being said, so to provide some context, this storefront has been empty for a few years, and this Professor Avenue is our business district in Tremont, one of the major business districts in Tremont. And this storefront has been empty mostly only because the former property owner passed away, and this has been sitting in probate for a little while. And this just transferred at the end of June this year. And to provide some more context of the demand we have in the neighborhood for businesses, small businesses, it transferred in June, and then in July, Marissa signed a lease. And I don't think that the new property owner or Marissa knew that there would be a variance required for this type of use. And our office did not know that this was going to be going before BZA until pretty late in the process. So we found out about it, let's say Wednesday on a Wednesday and there was a block club meeting scheduled for Monday, that next Monday. So the block club tried to hear it, but Marissa was working, so she wasn't able to go. And with that, the block club did request that this project get delayed, but Marissa did make a good faith effort to provide her business plan and background about herself and et cetera. But unfortunately, she was not able to make it to that evening meeting on such short notice. And then Marissa did make it that less than a week later to Economic Development Committee, but we did not have quorum. And this meeting is a meeting comprised of professionals and other people in the neighborhood, made up of board members from Tremont West that review meeting projects in the neighborhood seeking variances. And they didn't seem to have any major red flags or concerns, but they weren't able to make a vote because there was not quorum, as this was such a late notice to this. But Marissa did make a good faith effort to present this project to the community. And I do know that she still plans to go before the block club in a couple weeks. So I'm also not aware that this is within 1,000 feet of another use of this nature. So I don't really understand where that came in play. I do know that there's a gap in the market for this type of use. So I was kind of excited to hear that there was a piercing studio coming. And Marissa seems to be pretty collaborative. She's already reached out to a lot of the businesses in the neighborhood. So with that being said, I can't say that anyone's taken a formal vote other than the block club. They want to see her before they can make a decision. But they did ask that maybe in the future, there's a little bit more notice given so that the community process can happen with proper due diligence and so that the business owner doesn't have to get dinged by being delayed any further, because that's the last thing that the neighborhood wants, is for a business owner to have to be punished at all in any way, shape, or form, and neither do we. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you for that. Mr. Bay, do you have any comment, and can you speak specifically to this issue of saturation?
Good morning. My name is Xavier Bay, again, representing city planning. We do have a letter in from our neighborhood planner for the area, Brittany Pavone. She mentions that we're recommending approval of the tattoo and body piercing studio. This is a great opportunity for a business to occupy a vacant storefront. Brittany also would like to recommend that the windows stay uncovered from any signage to maintain visibility of the street, as this is a very high pedestrian neighborhood. And just for the saturation, I don't have a saturation map prepared. I will let you know that there has been a boom in this industry. I think recently we've seen a few other tattoo studio proposals around the Tremont neighborhood. But yeah, I can't answer specifically to saturation. I do see Shannon Leonard has her hand raised. I'll defer to
All
her.
right, Chief, please go ahead and chime in.
Good morning, Madam Chair. So that section of the code is included whenever there is a proposal for a tattoo parlor. And that is because the burden is on the applicant to show that there is no other tattoo facility within 1,000 feet.
Okay. Can you speak to that?
Just to clarify, I guess she's saying that I should have disproved that there's not.
Do you have any knowledge of whether there's other shops that are similar to the one that you want to open in the neighborhood?
There was recently another tattoo studio that was approved for their variance, but that studio, I can give you a measurement.
Madam Chair,
Chief.
there was a tattoo parlor received their variance, I believe, around the park not too long ago.
Yes, and it's
And so I think at the end of the day, the applicant will still need the variance, so you all can make your decision.
Okay, I can see your comment, Ms. Grigonis, that tattoo parlor is further than 1,000 feet. You want to come on the record with your comment, please?
Hi, Donna Grigonis. I believe that's further than 1,000 feet. It's a few blocks away, so that's
Okay.
what yeah.
Thank you for that. Go ahead.
And I concur with that. I can't find the exact address of the studio that was just asked with Chris De La Rosa, but it is more than 1,000 feet away. We have actually talked extensively about that. And we
Okay.
do also do different styles, so we don't believe that our businesses are going to infringe on each other. I think if anything, we'll actually be able to support each other.
Okay, very good. All right, any questions from the board?
The appellant indicated that their hours of operation are going to be Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that there are going to be 2 employees. Are there going to be walk-ins, or is this going to be appointment only?
This is going to be an appointment only based studio. Both myself and the person I intend on employing has a very good clientele basis. Walk-ins are always welcome when time is available for it, but I don't foresee that they'll be happening all too often.
Okay, great.
All right.
That's all I had, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Any other questions from the board? All right, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam
I
Chair,
move
I'm sorry, go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Mrs. Faith, please.
Okay. Based on the testimony we've heard today, the hours of operation, the number of employees, the support by the Tremont West Development Organization, the intention of the appellant to return to the community meeting. I move approval of calendar number 25-149.
Thank you for that, Ms. Faith. Is there a second?
Board member second question. Should we add a friendly amendment regarding the windows remain uncovered, or should we not add that to this?
What do we think, gang? Are we
Well,
adding an amendment
I think it's
to the
on
motion?
I think it's on the record, and I think the appellant seems professional and has done a thorough job with her presentation. Ms. Gregonis is present, so there'll be eyes on the business. So I'm comfortable with not making a friendly amendment to it.
Okay, and I also think that if there's any signs that are gonna go up, they would have to go through the signage process, right? Okay, so I think we would be fine without a condition for the sign. So we have a motion to approve. We have a second. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar number 25-149 is granted. It'll be ratified next Monday. We'll send the appellant a letter, but you can contact us next Wednesday for further instruction.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Good luck with your project.
Thank you.
So I am gonna now recall calendar number 25-133. Do we have anyone present for the project located at 3616 Riverside Avenue?
Yes.
Okay, you're present. All right. So
Yes.
Ms. Holzer, we'll go forward with this calendar number. Can you go ahead and read this one in, please?
Sure thing. Our next case is calendar number 25-133. This is at 3616 Riverside Avenue. It is a violation notice. Alexandra George, owner, appeals under the authority of Section 76-6 of the Charter of the City of Cleveland and Section 329.02D of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances from the notice of violation number V250-20332 issued on June 17th, 2025 by the Department of Building and Housing for failure to comply with Section 337.23A6 regarding fence height. Vegetation was found covering the lattice exceeding the 6-foot height limitation of the fence on the right side of the house, and this was filed on July 15th, 2025. With that, I will hand it over to Mr. Madison for the oath.
Do we have someone here from Building and Housing? Not hearing anything. Who can we call? Chief, go ahead. I saw your hand go up. Oh, yeah. Okay, Chief Leonard, go ahead, please.
Is the violation notice in reference to zoning?
It states regarding failure to comply with fence height.
So the information, I can answer questions if you need any questions.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead with swearing in.
Thank you. At this time, we'll swear you in. Please raise your hand, reply if I do, state your name and spell your name for the record. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please say your name and spell your name for the record.
Alexandra, Alexandra. Jorge, Jorge.
And your address.
Your address. 3616 Riverside Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44109.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak that's present with you or would like to swear in?
Yes. Go ahead, raise your hands.
Yep, so same thing. Please state your name, spell your name, provide the address for the record.
My name is Natalia Jorge, Natalia Jorge, Jorge. Address 3616 Riverside Avenue.
And I do?
I do. I swear
Okay.
to tell the truth.
Thank you. With that, Madam Chair, I'll turn it over to you unless there's anyone else in the room or online that would like to speak to this case. Oh, seeing none, I'll turn it back over.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Madison. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board. Wait one sec. Appellant is appealing a violation notice issued by the Cleveland Department of Building and Housing. The standard of review is whether the administrative decision was illegal, arbitrary, capricious, unreasonable by the preponderance of substantial, reliable, and probative evidence. If the appellant fails to meet this burden, the administrative decision must be affirmed.
Okay, thank you for that. Ms. Alexandra, you want to tell us about your appeal, please?
Yes. The first thing is that, well, good morning. It's not attached to my fence. It's in my driveway. My driveway is in my property. And the thing is, it's 5.5 feet away from the other property. I installed it on March 25th, and I am going by, it's for privacy, security reason, because my next door neighbor, before he passed away on August 5th, the one that made this complaint, he just passed away. Yeah, a few years ago, he had his daughter, she passed away too in 22, that had a boyfriend that was on drugs and jumped my 4 feet fence in the front that you can see. So ever since that happened to me, I started thinking I had to do something. And I started planting trailers. I started putting Clemati, Morning Glory. I installed a full camera. Okay, he got arrested in the end, but the bottom line is this. The reason why I'm doing this, but it's in my property. It is not attached to my fence. It's not in their property. It's because of my safety and my privacy. Before he passed away, he has a tenant that lives on the first floor. And this lady, for I don't know why, because I don't know her, was constantly, in January, she moved in, watching me from up. She had a ladder in her window from the stair up, watching me. And I thought in the beginning she was putting curtains. I didn't understand. It was a lot of harassment because I've been here in this house for 33 years, 62 years in this country. I came as a child. I'm 71 years old. Telling me, when are you moving? When are you moving back? When are you leaving? When are you blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is that this is why I did it. I decided to do it this March because I already had enough, 33 years of it. I didn't know, unfortunately, he was going to die. I don't miss him because it was horrible. But this is not a violation because it is in my property. It is not attached to my fence. But the thing is, it's a vertical garden, which is good for the environment, good for everything. Everybody give me compliment, except for the one that passed away. But it's just beautiful. And it's not even what is showing in this picture. It's not actually what is happening right now. Because this is a living vertical garden. It's just grow, but then it can't go any further because there's nothing to attach, so it will eventually go down. And December, I will cut it down to 1 foot. Every year I do this with all my other things because I do have another vertical garden on my porch. Has never been an issue, and I also have it in the back. But this time I had to do this because I've already been to a lot of bad experience with this 33 years here. I've been assaulted by them. They got arrested. I mean, my God, the welcoming they gave me to Riverside, they stole our barbecue because there was no fence. When my daughter went to Iraq, she's a major of the Air Force. I mean, we got the police calling us every time, and there was no way to please these people. So this is my way that I realized that, hey, I can do it through plant, and it's good for the environment. And that's why I believe I'm going to go by the grandfather clause. And it is in my property, and it's not attached to the fence because I know how to build things. And there's no way that it's unsafe. And I need for you to reconsider this because I am not breaking any law because it's in my property. And it looks good. If you look at it now, another picture, because this picture was taken on Friday, I think I saw them. And another thing that I'm having, but I know you're going to say has nothing to do. There are people across the street that haven't cut the grass. The grass is taller, almost half of my tree. that the city put in the sidewalk, and nobody do anything about it. And there are people next door, 2 houses from me. They don't cut the grass. Nobody do anything, but they do it to me. So I've been like outcast. I mean, I'm sick of it, and I'm moving away. They already passed away, the 3 of them. But I need for you to understand that it's in my property, and I don't want as an owner, for my right to be denied. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Chief Leonard, do you have comments on behalf, can you speak to the violation notice?
Yeah, so it states that that a neighbor called to complain and said that there's 9-foot tall lattice being attached to fence and porch on residential property. Fence is already 4 feet tall. The inspector went out on the 9th. There was another violation notice, and then the inspector went out. Give you the date, and issued it on June 24th, 25th. The comments state that the owner called and said she'd file an appeal. The lattice is not attached to the fence and that the vegetation is food that is growing.
And it will continue.
And so I guess there's a garden here on the front porch. The actual fence is the 4-foot fence in this picture. And so, I mean, I don't think the vegetation that you see here is on the actual fence. It's on her porch.
Yes.
And I don't, from a zoning perspective, I really don't see anything different besides adding a privacy screen on your porch. So without the inspector's information, that's all I really have for you.
Okay, so I would love to just take them one by one. So I guess the first problem is the fence height. What height is the fence required to be, and what height is the fence that we see in the picture?
So the required front yard fence is required to be 4 feet tall, 50% open. Along the interior side yard, it's required to be the distance from the building on an adjoining property, but no more than 6 feet. And that can be board on board in the interior and rear. And so it doesn't appear as though outside of a variance. I mean, I don't see anything on the fence next to the neighbor's house that is 6 feet, and then the front yard fence is 4 feet, and the neighbor already said that the fence was 4 feet. What you see that's got with the lattice is on the front porch. And we generally don't, I mean, like I said, there's no rule that you can't put up a privacy screen on the front porch.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is the height of the fence that's in this front yard here is compliant with the zoning requirements, and there's no violation when it comes to the vegetation or the lattice that is creating a privacy screen.
That's correct.
Okay, any questions from the board?
I have no questions, except that, does the appellant know which side of her house was the neighbor that filed this? I'm looking at the home on Google Maps, and I'm just trying to determine, because I am not seeing anything on either side. The only thing that I see as a potential problem is on the side with the tan house. The tree in the front yard may be in their airspace a little bit, but that's something you just simply prune back. Other than that, as Ms. Leonard stated, on both sides of the front porch, there's lattice work with trellising plants. And that is fairly typical.
Yeah, so I think based on the testimony we have, I mean, who reported it is really of no consequence because the fence is in compliance with the zoning code, as Chief Leonard has stated, and there's no violation for the lattice. So I guess if there are no
Right.
other questions, then I would entertain a motion. Or, no, you don't.
Mr. Madison, did you want to go?
Nope, all you.
Okay. All right. With regard to calendar number 25-133.
Oh,
after-
wait, I'm sorry. Hold on, Ms. Faith. Chief Leonard is going to chime in here.
I do want to say that the complaint and the violation is not very descriptive. So if there is any height differentials in the rear of this property, there's no evidence of it. So the inspector would have needed to be here to explain the violation.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that, Chief. Go right ahead, Ms. Faith.
Yeah, just to follow up on that, I kind of scrolled around so I could get a view along the side yards, and I'm not even seeing anything in the side yards. The only thing, as I said, that could possibly be of contention is the tree in the front yard that might be just ever so slightly in the neighbor's airspace, and, the appellant can prune that back. So, that being said, with regard to calendar number 25-133, I move, this is a violation notice. I move that we find in favor of the appellant.
Okay, so is there a second to the motion?
Board Member Madison, second.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Madison. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar number 25-133 is granted. This decision will be ratified next Monday, and we will send the appellant a letter.
Wait, it's granted. Yes, because she appealed. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you. I don't have any other cases on my, Miss Alexandra, your case is concluded. The board has found in your favor, so you're all set to go.
Thank you. He did pass away on August 5th, and it's 3610 Rivers Avenue, his property.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry.
So yeah, what case are you guys here for?
150.
Oh, that has been postponed. It's postponed until October 20th. There was a request from the councilwoman to postpone it. Are you the appellant?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the owner of the property. Jasmine's already approved this. This was approved back in 2020. And we didn't build because of the pandemic and financing issues. And so we went back to City Hall, we went through the whole process. We started last September and came back to this time.
Why don't you come forward so that you can have the microphone and yes.
My name is Eric Lutzo, Lutzo, I reside at 3211 Scranton Road, Cleveland, Ohio, not the address situated here. So I'm a block and a half from this property. I own the business Sotre Properties and the entity Sotre Scranton Corning LLC in the neighborhood. What else would you like to know?
Do you swear to tell the truth?
I swear to tell the truth,
All
the
right.
truth, and nothing but the truth.
Very good. Okay, so we had informed you that this was postponed until October 20th and you wanted to give a comment about that.
Yeah, we just didn't get notice of the delay or anything like that. It was postponed. That's all.
Okay, do you oppose having this postponed?
I want to get the project started. I can call Jasmine if that's required, but
Okay.
I don't know. But we've had enough time. I mean, everything's been approved. I haven't talked to Jasmine in regard to it, so I don't understand why there would need to be a delay when the city planning, everything is already approved this project. I've had my architect intimately working with the city on it. We're not changing anything to the design of the plan or the scope of the project, and we just want to move forward. We have the financing in order. We have the approval from Building and Housing. We just want to get the project started.
Okay. Madam Secretary?
The reason the councilwoman wanted the postponement was to have the case be reviewed by the block club.
Okay.
So
And we got the notification right after the block club meeting. I do attend our block club meetings. They're at the end of the month, the fourth Tuesday. We got our notification of when we're coming right after that meeting. And therefore, I've tried in the past to say, well, I have the notice, and they're like, no, we need to see the actual letter. So it just delays everything. And I'll be very honest, there's 5 people at the block club, and I've already talked to my neighbors on the street. You know, on West 23rd Place, I've already had conversations with them. Tracy, one of the ones I talked to, she's more concerned about other issues on the street, the water department and things like that, putting in new water lines. And she's like, yeah, cool, let's get this done.
Okay, so I'm hearing that you would want to move forward today despite the
would.
request. Okay.
You think we should? I
so-
mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's your application.
Right.
And if you oppose that request, then, I mean, in my mind, it's up to you. There's no requirement that we postpone cases for public hearings. We've sent out notices to the public, and if the public wanted to be here, they have those notices. Is that correct, Madam Secretary?
yes, but we did announce at the beginning of the hearing that we weren't going to take testimony on the case because of the postponement. So we may have had residents leave at that time.
When I got here, there was nobody.
Yeah, I didn't
And
see
I didn't see anybody in the hallway. Because I live in the neighborhood, and I know my neighbors, and I go to Block Club, and they know everything that I do. I mean, I have other properties. I did the property adjacent to this, which was part of this whole site project. It was a two, 3 family units. And this was a new construction. We had the land from the land bank and from community development and everything else. So I've had letters of support when we started the project and got the first round of zoning from the neighbors on the other side of my existing property. And there's nobody else on the street that.
Okay, I'll open it up to the board. Is there any board member who is opposed to hearing this case despite the continuance request from the councilwoman?
Madam Chair, this is not the first time this has happened. And given the fact that it's this postponement is just to go before the block club. This is new construction, as I understand it, looking at
Yes.
and if it's postponed to October 20th, if he's got everything in place and is ready to go, delaying it another month, it means he may not, it delays his project.
Mm-hmm.
Makes everything more expensive for him.
Hold on 1 second. I tend to agree with that, Ms. Faith. Ms. Holzer, do you have an opinion?
Just to be clear, was the appellant not in the room when we moved to postpone earlier in the meeting?
That is correct.
Okay.
Do you have any opposition to hearing this case at this time, Ms. Holzer?
I don't, but I am concerned about potentially folks being online or being in the room who may have left because we already moved to postpone, so.
If it makes any.
Hold on 1 second. You can't speak out of turn. Okay, thank you for that, Ms. Holzer. Mr. Madison, what are your thoughts here?
No opposition to hearing the case today.
Okay, so it sounds like there are no objections to hearing the case today, so I would propose that we go forward. So we've already sworn you in. I will go ahead and swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? You're going to state your name, spell your name, give us your address, raise your right hand and reply with I do.
My name is Mike McGettrick, McGettrick. Address is 14551 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio, 44107.
All right.
And I do. And if I
Perfect.
could just make it clear that this is the exact same project that was approved by the board in October of 20. Nothing has changed to the project. And that it was also approved, got final approval through the city in August of 21.
Okay, so
And
the
we're just-
project had already come before this board in
Correct.
October of 20?
Mhm.
Okay, and it was approved. Did you guys run out of time or why are you
Due
here
to-
again?
Well, actually, can I speak now?
Yes,
So
please.
first thing, I will definitely, if you would like me to, to follow up at my September board meeting, that we are going forward with the building, and I always talk to my neighbors and can tell them that we're starting the project. So that's one thing that I wanted to say earlier. Second, as far as, we were approved in October of 20. Once we were approved, we went back to building and housing, and then community development was also involved, which I have never worked with community development and vacant lots before this project. So they required a site survey, which they didn't tell us before it came to the Board of Zoning. So we did the site survey, which took over 3 months. And then it went back to building and housing so they could review all those items, got sign off from community development, worked it through building and housing. And that's where Mike was saying by August of 21, we got building and housing approval with the site plan, site survey, all that stuff. So everything was done by August of 21. And if we don't even want to go back to August of 21, but price of material was, if you pay $20 a sheet for OSB today, which is the board you used for the framing, it was $65 a sheet. So my financing that I had arranged was off. And so I had to pull back and work with my lender, which took a while because they were unsure about the market. And that took us, and I had a couple other projects that I had started because I was waiting for this. So I was finishing those up to get properties on the market to provide housing for the city. And we came to today, basically. We come to last year, which is when we went back to the city. We met with planning. We met with Naveed at Building and Housing in September of 24. They suggested we start the process over again. Mike submitted everything again, and by October, it wound up in Building and Housing, and it took them several months to get it through. I had a meeting with Sally in July, Sally Martin, the director, and she helped get us through, and everybody got us to today.
Here we are. Understood. All right, can we go to history of the property, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. And we do see, however, my records indicate that the variance was in 2019, and that was calendar 19-216.
Was it 19?
It could have been 19.
Yeah, it might have been.
Okay, good. It was October 14th of 2019 that it was
Okay.
actually ratified. And there were no conditions put on this variance. Again, it was heard with a second building that, did you state that it has been erected already?
No, it's the existing property next door with the red roof. So that was an existing Century home, and we turned it from a 2-family to a 3-family. So the addition on the back is the third unit, and the new property is a mirror image of this. It creates a courtyard between the two properties, and then 3 more units on this side with parking in the rear.
And again, Madam Chair, that was ratified on October 14th of 2019. And the notes just state that this case was heard concurrently with calendar number 19-223, as the two properties were owned by the applicant and are adjacent to each other. Khalid Hawthorne from Fremont West was present to express support for the development. And the City Planning Commission recommended approval at the time as well.
Okay, so it was ratified. Did it run out of time and it was never affirmed? Is that the
Correct.
problem?
Yes, it
Okay.
was never affirmed. It expired.
Okay. All right. Anything else for history?
That's it.
All right. Can we hear legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, appellant is requesting area variances from the minimum lot area, maximum gross floor area, minimum distance, and interior side yard requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. So I will now turn to you. You've given us the history. We're all caught up on that. Tell us about your project and the variances that you're requesting.
Could I just make a quick note real quick?
State your name so that the
Mike
recorder
McGattrick.
knows. Mhm.
The gross lot floor area of the structure, there was a typo on the submission on the site data, it's actually 1490, including the two porches, not 2053. 2053 was when there was a point in this design process where we were going to consolidate the lots, and that would have been the total floor area of the two structures, the existing one that was rehabbed and our new one. So I just wanted to make that a point.
Okay, so then if it's 1490, then perhaps you
Yeah, we are.
won't even need the variance for that
Correct.
one. Chief, do we still have you with us? Yes.
And I can amend the drawings, I'm sorry.
So Chief Leonard, we have an instance here where on the application, the gross is stating 2053, but the appellant now states that the actual gross is 1490. I just want to make sure that we're okay to hear this and move forward, or would you like updated plans for re-adjudication? Hopefully you're there. Somebody give her a ping. Chief Leonard, are you there?
I'm here. Can you
There we
pull
go.
up the variance request?
Mm-hmm.
And you said they're proposing
1490.
Um, yeah, I mean, they wouldn't need the variance, but they would need to submit new plans.
Yeah, which I'll amend the plans.
Can amend the plans.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so talk to us about the second variance then.
The second variance, as you can see, it's a small lot in a C1 multifamily district, and many of the surrounding properties are non-conforming with regards to setbacks and everything, but we will remain the front yard setback of the rest of the streets. And
Wait, the second variance is not about a front yard setback. I'm seeing.
I'm sorry, the side, correct, the side yard setbacks.
Okay, yes.
So the house directly to our north also is not conforming. It's a 1.4 off the property line. And the existing structure, which we are mirroring on this property, is also on a tight lot and does not conform to the setbacks. But we will build it to code, fire rate the property. And again, it's a tight lot, and it's a multifamily district, and we're just trying to maximize the usage of the land. And we're also providing off-street parking. So it's all encompassing.
So is there no circumstance that you can, be in compliance with the zoning code as far as the interior side yard?
We would not get the square footage for usability of the structure if we were to reduce this structure by 3 feet.
Okay. And Chief Leonard, is that a new hand? Do you have a new comment, or is that old?
Yeah, that's a new hand. So this is a tight
Okay.
lot. And so I just want to make sure that there was nobody that was online that was due to speak in this case, because interior side yards can be fairly contentious.
So we don't have anybody present, but at the beginning of this, we did state that we were going to postpone this until October 20th. The appellant was not present at that time. I don't know if anybody else saw anybody in the room at that time, but I don't know that I did. So that's kind of what we talked through before we started to take testimony on this was, there was a postponement request by the councilwoman, and the appellant opposed that postponement request. So here we are.
Okay, I just wanted to get that, just to clarify.
Again,
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair. One, just for the record, can you speak to the engagement with the residents, the people that live on the street? I know you mentioned it earlier, but just for reference, please.
Sure, absolutely. So I've been in the city in the block club, in the Metro North Block Club for about 25 years. Like I said, I live on the corner of Holmden and Scranton, and I acquired the property at 3283 West 23rd Place about 6 or 7 years ago. decided to go through this vision of getting the vacant lot and doing this project. When you go to Block Club, you meet your neighbors. I know Angela Marie Guy on the south side of the existing house. I know Tracy, 2 houses up on the other side. I work with my tenants in the property. We have young professionals, residents at Metro Health who constantly like that property. I have properties along the other alley, West 22nd Place. My neighbors know me, and I keep updating them on the street. Yeah, we're working on the project. Yeah, we're going through. No, we're not building it because of the cost of materials. And people understand. And people, I think, respect and know that I do the right thing.
When you were here the last time, did you have neighbors come and oppose your project?
No.
Okay. And you stated that you own the property that is adjacent to this particular project?
Yes.
South.
To the south.
Oh, to the south. Okay, got it.
Separate parcel, but so adjacent, yes.
Okay. All right. Other questions from the board?
Madam Chair, through you, can you speak to the practical difficulty if this variance is denied?
That's more or less the actual usage of the interior space and making it a desirable structure to live in. And it would definitely impact the square footage of the home and probably not make it really feasible to construct a 3-unit building at that square footage and have enough room for staircases and bedrooms and so on and so forth.
Okay.
I guess in terms of the variance and the hardship, I would say, walk with me on West 23rd Place. Every house is 2 to 3 feet apart. All right. We're not making this home any larger than an existing home on the street. It's not going to be any taller than a home on the existing street. It's actually going to be a period style home on the street. We worked very close with community development regarding the size of the front porch, regarding the community engagement, regarding the way it would interface with the neighborhood and allow people to gather, between the properties. And so if we can't meet, when I know we've been approved once and we're not changing anything, and I understand what the city's needs are in terms of housing, workforce housing, not high-end luxury housing, but real workforce housing for residents and, bartenders and, managers of small businesses. It's going to fit in just like it was never missing. It's going to fill a broken tooth in the street.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? All right, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam Chair, sorry, I was just trying to look through my notes from back in 2019 to see if I could pick up anything.
Okay, that would be good information.
Let's see. As a matter of fact, I have 19-213, which is 3281 West 23rd Place. So I just found my notes. And it looks to me like it was, and we did hear 2 cases. And there's nothing out of the ordinary in my notes. So, it must have gone through without too much discussion.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward. My only other question in the current situation is if you're going to go with standard required fire rating, or if we had any, if you're planning on exceeding the required fire rating, given the adjacency of the existing buildings.
Correct. We will be fire rating that wall, and it is in the documents submitted to the board today. It'll have, and the soffits will be also fire rated on that side.
Okay, great. That would be my only concern, Madam Chair, and that concludes my questions.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Do we have any other questions from other board members? All right, I'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam
Uh,
Chair, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Faith.
Okay, Mr. Manson, you sure?
Yep, it's all you.
All right. Hearing testimony that we've had today, we've heard that I was present for the cases in 2019, obviously, since I still have notes. And everything was approved and passed at that particular time. There have been no changes based on the testimony we've heard, and everything has gone through the necessary process. Madam Chair, would you be inclined to make a condition that they do attend the block club?
I would be inclined to make a condition that they submit updated site plans to
Well,
show that the square footage is 1490, so that the variance number 1 is not needed.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that was gonna be one condition. But do you want to make a condition for them to attend the block club?
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, great. Then with the condition that has been stated with regard to updated plans showing the change in the square footage, I move approval for calendar number 25-150.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Faith. Is there a second?
Board Member Madison, second.
All right, can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar number 25-150 is granted conditionally. We will hold ratification until we receive that updated drawing
And just-
showing the updated square footage.
Correct, yeah.
Once we
gross.
receive that, we'll ratify it that following Monday.
Perfect. And I just send it to the Board of Zoning email or directly to you?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
you're
you guys
quite
so
welcome.
much. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate
Taking the
it.
time, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good luck with your case. All right. So that concludes our matters that are on the agenda today. I will go now to old business. We have numbers 1 through 3 that are up for ratification. Any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, so those will be ratified without objection. I'll move now to calendar number 24-135, which is up for affirmation. It looks like there was an appeal that was heard and granted on August 26, 2024, and the appellant is requesting more time because they have challenges routing the utilities. Is there any objection providing additional time for the appellants in this calendar number?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, so with that, we will affirm and give more time to the appellants in calendar number 24-135. And that is our final point of old business. It is 11:11 and I will adjourn. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.